Hello guys, Admiral Black here, back at it again with another live read. So what we're doing is reading Wonder Woman issue number 6. Just finished Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps and Green Lanterns number 6. Amazing arc about trust. Now we have Wonder Woman here. Kind of been an arc about like finding yourself. Very popular. It's actually been very popular. It's actually the #1 Rebirth comic going for a little while now. I don't know what's currently #1, so I can't say that it still is, but I know it was for a few weeks. Actually a few months actually. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this last chapter of the arc, and we're gonna read us some Wonder Woman issue number 6. Okay, so here we go. Last thing that happened was we had Wonder Woman was breaking in with Cheetah, and she was trying to save the military guy whose name was Steve Rogers, I think that's his name. Okay, so here we go. Okay. So they're flying in the invisible jet. I'm assuming this is kind of a flashback underway back to take Steve Rogers back home. Okay. I mean, this jet, you're not really flying. It's just kind of knows where it's supposed to go now, right? I do not understand a word you're saying. You don't understand a word I'm saying. Steve, Diana, I do not understand a word you're saying. You do not understand a word I'm saying, do you? Whoa. Please tell me we're descending and not crashing, he said to himself, hopefully. So I have no idea what's going on. Oh, no, they're crashing. Okay. They flew and they crashed onto a beach. Beach. Pardon me. Mind if I borrow your phone? Alright, so these guys are at a police station now. It says, Mr. Trevor, Commander Michaels is waiting for you. Steve, Diana, hey, wait. We need you to come with us, miss. Don't touch. No. Everyone, calm down. Everyone stay down, right? Alright? Let's all put the guns away. Diana, he didn't mean. It wasn't an attack. He just needs you to go with him, it's all. And you don't understand anything I'm saying. You've got to go with him, just for a while. It will be alright, I promise. Nothing's going to happen to you. I need you to go with him, Diana. I need you to trust me. Trust me. Diana, please. Trust me. Yes, I do. Oh, so they're already building trust. Okay. Report as killed in action, Steve. Where the hell have you been? And who the hell is that woman? What I remember, you're not going to believe, Commander. This has to... Wait, what? Oh, that'll explain it to Brian. The edge of the blade, never seen anything like it. This is what I'm saying, Matt. It was paradise, advanced knowledge, but simple living. Take another, Brian. Alright, so Wonder Woman is here. She's taking pictures, she's getting her fingerprint, she's getting ID'd, and Steve Rogers is getting a checkup, and he's telling them everything that he figured out about Themyscira. Aside from being invisible, the damn thing all but disintegrated before we could take a look at it. Forget about the plane. I'm telling you that, Trevor, it's better than health when he left. Look, Diana. It's Diana, right? I'm really sorry about this. It's just for a little while until we figure out what your deal is. And they're putting her in a cell. Alright, fascinating, but doesn't change the fact that the mission was a failure. Our intelligence officer is confident that SEAL Group is still operating and planning something big. But Diana's in prison and there's birds watching her. I'm assuming that these birds, one bird's watching Steve, the other one's watching Diana, and I guess maybe they're from Themyscira, maybe they're just keeping an eye on her. So there's a bird watching Steve right now, and it says, hey, how long have you been there? You're not a gull. What are you, a dove? A dove on a naval base. Definition of irony, right? Steve, Lieutenant Candy, ma'am. I was very sorry to hear about your team. Thanks, ma'am. I know I haven't had a chance to see Maya yet. Would you like me to come with you when you do? I think it's kind of a thing I should do alone. ETA. I'll try to make this quick then. Let's talk about your new friend. Lieutenant Commander Michael shared your debrief, talking about an island of women out of a gladiator movie. All of them using technology you'd expect from a afternoon sci-fi feature, which is hard enough to believe about their gear is better than anything we can make. And except the plane, literally invisible jet, didn't fall apart so much as decompose. Wow. and except from 6'2" in her bare feet, Amazon. Wow, she's 6'2". Amazon down to the brink. She's in the brig by herself. I can't keep her there, Etta. She's got to be scared. All of this is alien to her. We don't know who she is, Steve. We don't understand her when she does speak. She hasn't done much of that. Can you blame her? We've got a Dr. Prez coming in. He's an expert in ancient Greek. She's not Greek. She's not ancient Greek. So what is she? I don't know. Something else. She's a friend, Etta. Her people chose her to bring me, all of us, home. They healed me. They honored our dead. I know how it sounds, but I believe this. She's here to help us. That's good. So he's vouching for her. I mean, she's literally done everything right. Right. All right. Maybe the Woodhouse. Pikleni. You understand? Papadasi. You keep making sounds. I know. It in ways. You keep making sounds. I know in ways that make no sense. Where is he? I need to speak to sister at last. Please. These men do not listen. You must listen. You must let me out. I cannot help the survivor if you keep me here. You get any of that? Her name's Dinah, which is odd because it's a Roman name. We know her name, Professor. Her accent. I mean, there's some ancient Greek, but it's confused. I don't understand the things she's saying. Do you, Steve? Yes, Steve is my friend. Trust me. My name's Etta. Okay, so a little confusing. Sorry guys if I sound like I'm just confused out of my mind. This is actually my first Wonder Woman arc I've ever read. I know nothing about Wonder Woman, so this is my first taste of Wonder Woman, and they're going back and doing this backstory. So I'm kind of trying to process as I'm reading. So basically, Steve lands on the island. He was on a completely different mission, had nothing to do with the Amazonians. Lands on an island. They nurse him to health, honored the dead. His whole team's died in the crash. Diana was chosen to bring him back home in an invisible jet, and now she's in a cell being kind of interrogated, but not really. They just don't know what to do with her, and Steve is kind of telling them everything they know about the Amazons and their culture. It doesn't look like it's bad. It doesn't look like they're being she's being held captive or in a bad way. It seems like they're treating her very nice, which is very different compared to how they treat like Aquaman or anybody else, that they don't understand. But it seems like she's getting fair treatment. Steve is on her side. He's vouching for her. So everything looks good. So now we're here, and it says, in the undisturbed third chamber, at least until I rather rashly decide to disturb it myself. I'm told the stone that crushed my knee weighed just under a ton, which should be an object lesson to all of you, to look before you leap. Yes. Back to the reading. Thank you, Lisa. As Frankie states, similar states are spread throughout the region, indicating a vibrant diaspora of... And then a helicopter comes, it's like... Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright, so clearly this girl is teaching a lesson, and she says, class dismissed. Or the hills and or the main. Alright, so clearly they came to pick her up, to figure out what the hell's going on. She was teaching a class. Alright. By foot or by sea or by plane, the queen commands and will obey, over the hills and far away. When duty calls me, I must go, to stand and face another foe. But part of me will always stay by your side, though I'm far away, and over the hills and over the main, or by foot or by sea or by plane. I think that do it. She knows, doesn't she? Yes. I don't know how, but she knows Nick is gone. So now we're looking at Steve's best friend's daughter. The one who he was at his wedding, the one that was in that car crash and died. It's a little baby infant, and he's holding it in his hands. And he says, I think she knew before I did somehow. She felt it, that her father was dead. Maya. You don't have to say it. I know, Steve. Nick and I talked about it. I knew it when I married him. I was always a risk. I just hope it would never be one I'd have to face. You don't have to face it alone. Anything you or Sandy ever need, you only have to ask. Anything at all, ma'am. Maya. Finish the mission, Steve. Make his death, all their deaths, mean something. That's so sad. Wonder Woman is sitting in a jail cell. She says, oh mother, this was a mistake. They are so filled with fear here. They are afraid of me, and I do not know how to make them understand. I want to go home. Diana, says a voice. Who said? Who? It was an owl. The same owl that's been following her. And all of a sudden, there are a bunch of animals in her cell. Dr. Minerva, I'm Lieutenant Candy. I'm the one who called you. Wonderful to meet you. Where is she? We're holding her in the brig, this way. It's not ancient Greek, you know. Sorry. I reviewed the video, the surveillance video, all the audio, and she's not speaking ancient Greek. There are similarities, certainly Indo-European roots, but there's a strong Afro-Asiatic influence, which would explain why my colleague and I used that word generously. Couldn't understand what she's saying. Who are you? Me? No, the doorknob. Of course I mean you. I'm Steve. Ah, you're Steve. Good. May we? Please. Steve, Etta. And don't you go all the way up to the top. My name is Dr. Barbara Ann Minerva. You are Diana? You speak my language. Yes, I am Diana, the daughter of Hippolyta, 10th queen of the Amazons, she who leads the mascara. Please, you must not listen to me. Something happened last night. That seems positive. Slower, please, Diana. Definitely. She says she's an Amazon from Themyscira. Themyscira is home. The Black Sea, the island of Ares. It is a myth to us. I know no blackened sea. Ours is blue in sunlight. Please, Barbara and Minerva. The patriots visit me last night. Gray-eyed, Athena and proud Hera and cunning Artemis. What did she say? Athena. Yes, other gods, she's saying. She called them patrons. She says they visited her last night. They're gonna think she's crazy. By me, how can you think she's crazy when she came in an invisible jet? So nobody was here last night except her. I reviewed the surveillance footage this morning. The patrons, you mean the gods? Our gods, yes, they protect and care for us. She of the grain, Demeter, and he of the forge, Hermaphrodites. He was as a mouse, a white mouse. He sat in my palm. Barbara and Minerva, and heavenly Aphrodite, and fleet-footed Artemis. He wore a tortoise, and they gave me gifts. So I can help, so that the survivor Steve and I can help. She says they were animals. The Greek gods came to her, and they were animals. That absurd. Yes, I know. Is it possible you're misunderstanding her? Their proper names, there's not much room for confusion. My friend here believes she was visited by gods that don't exist. Why do they look like this? Why do they look this way? Look, there's an alien flying around Metropolis these days. Isn't it possible? No, please don't go. Extraterrestrial life is scientifically sound, Lieutenant. This is a brief in the supernatural. Listen to me. Oh, okay. She just ripped off the bars, and she says they gave me gifts. You were saying, Doctor? I stand corrected. Okay, so they just figured out she had super strength. Okay, that wasn't bad. It wasn't like great either. The only reason I'm liking Wonder Woman right now is there's not much going on, but I do like the story because, like I said, I'm new to Wonder Woman, and this is my first time understanding what she's going through and understanding Themyscira, the culture, the Amazonas. So, comic-wise, it's not great, but they're doing a good job of establishing her world and who she is, and I think that's very much needed, especially for me as a new reader of Wonder Woman. So overall, I'll say that the arc and Wonder Woman itself is good. It's definitely not finished. I guess technically it is finished. The whole... I don't know. It's very confusing. I don't think it's finished, but whatever. We didn't get to see anything that happened last chapter with her rescuing Steve from these weird being-like creatures. We went completely into a backstory. We seem to be present time, past, present time, past, present time, past. And I know it's very needed to try and understand who Steve is, what his story is, and everything, because I have no freaking clue who this guy is. He seems like a genuinely good guy, though. And Wonder Woman seems like a great girl, so I can understand why they're kind of working together, why they're together. So overall, wasn't bad. Definitely interested to read the next issue. I will say that I am interested to learn more about Wonder Woman, and I hope that they continue to clarify her story, continue to clarify her backstory, but also give us some action. What's going on? I feel like when it comes to actual action with Wonder Woman, I'm gonna have to read Justice League and maybe Trinity, the new comic that's coming out. I don't think I'm gonna be getting much action from this actual Wonder Woman comic for a while. I feel like it's all establishing who she is in DC Rebirth. What is her story? What is her canon story right now? And I feel like that's kind of very important to understand. So that's my thoughts on Wonder Woman. What's been going on lately? Overall, good read. Good read. Not as exciting as the Green Lanterns, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm sure you guys will think differently. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will catch you all next time. Thank you all for watching, and as always, be sure to check out Planet Nerdom, the community for geeky